internet. Yeah, absolutely. I happen to be an Ari expert, I think. But no, very nice to be back in the national leadership team sphere, even if just for a short while. Hello, everybody. If you do not know me, I'm Ari Wright, and I was proud to serve as your 25th chapter field representative from the University of Michigan, the new chapter. My Go Blue, thank you. And my tenure did just end, and I have just moved back to Michigan in search of a full time opportunity. Please hire me. But in the meantime, it is an honor to kind of look back on and celebrate, as it is the month of celebration, all of this fun stuff and all of the awesome things I've gotten to do as I've worked with chapters across the nation. So thank you for the opportunity, JP. Let's get right into the news. I think that to sum it up, like there's like this common expression, the kids are all right. The kids are all right. Though y'all you're not kids, you're college students. We don't call you kids. That would be weird. Um, I have seen a lot of big changes in my time in the fraternity. I've seen a lot of crazy situations that you've all worked through. But I think that something that always have really inspires me is the way that you all come together to work through things. It Not a day passes when I don't hear of a chapter having gone through an extreme hardship. And it's so inspiring hearing exactly like what you all do to come together, to focus on what comes next, to think about bigger and better. Honestly, sometimes it's just about making chapter livable and comfortable and welcoming to people. Um, there's definitely a few chapters I can think of off of the bat that just have done a lot to transform their identities and the way that they bring people in and the way that they talk to people, and how that has revitalized the experience. I think it really speaks to this fraternity, right? Originated in 1919 by a group of people that was very non-diverse as opposed to the group of extremely diverse people that we have now. And that's incredible, watching a new diverse group of people take up space in this framework that was built in an antiquated time. It's incredible how we update it to suit our tastes and our comforts and the way that society works nowadays. It's that perfect blend of tradition and innovation, all coming together kind of to create an excellence. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that defines conflict in a lot of, if you're a chapter that I've worked with, you've heard me say something like, conflict is just two people wanting the same thing, but going about it in different ways. And so it's important for us to recognize that basal intent is that we both care about something and we want it to go well. We just have different ideas of going about it. Um, and it's been really interesting to listen into some of those conversations, just seeing where people are coming from. That's something that's really interesting about our organization is it's just so different the way that we all perceive things from the South. That's maybe a more traditional conservative way of approaching things like our ritual, as opposed to like the West Coast, which is very like on the cusp, innovating, doing a lot of new and exciting things. But it's really cool to see those multitudes of people, those diversities from so many different institutions come together to create something so special and to care about it in a very interesting way. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I mean, we're all band kids, aren't we? If you start a clap, they're going to go on two and four, no matter what. And that is what will keep us sane. That is what will keep us together. I did count 46. It's kind of like we traveled a little bit less than some of our predecessors, so it's actually like on the smaller amount of chapters to have visited for a CFR, which is kind of mind blowing because it still spans like ocean to ocean. There's so many of them. It's okay. Communication excellence. I decided to highlight one from every one of the districts that I worked with, those being the Northeast, the Southwest, and the Western District, just for fairness's sake. Um, as I tell students, a lot of people always ask, like, what's my favorite chapter? I don't have a favorite chapter. You're all my favorite. Please know that. I do have a favorite. A magician never tells, JP. I do have a favorite campus though. That would be University of Washington. I was there for cherry blossom season. It was pretty sublime. Sorry, everybody. But yes, to highlight three that I think of as like very that have achieved so much, that have succeeded in creating like brotherhood and success. In the Northeast, I would have to go with Delta Omicron at the University of Connecticut. Go Huskies. Hello, Delta Omicron. I think of you often. I had food poisoning the day that I visited them. But it was incredible though, because I was like slightly incapacitated, but they were still able to show so much care, not just for me in that moment. Their sponsor was very kind. She was like, here's some ginger candies and you can lay on my couch. And also just like over the past 3 years before I had visited them, they had gone through a large strain of conflict. They'd been dealing with a lot of infighting. So it was really, really fascinating to see the way that they rebuilt themselves. It was a lot of looking at systems and saying, like, do we do this because it works for us, or do we just do this because this is the way it's always been done? So they developed a few things that I thought were really, really fascinating and very good fits for them. They used their chapter meetings. They found that their chapter meetings were kind of just a officer says the thing, everybody goes down the line and says it, and nothing of value happens. So they kind of like redid it. So they had like a monthly structure for their meetings, if I recall correctly, and it has been a second. So if I mess something up, Delta Omicron, please shame me. But Meeting of the month was like a normal business meeting. Their second meeting, they would do like dedicated committee time because you've already got everybody there. Committee meetings are hard to make happen, anyways. Here's the time, please use it, right? For their third week of the month, they would do something that was like growth or development, or during the marching season, they might just use it as a break if that's what they need for growth or development. Like, doing like a workshop, learning some stuff, or taking the week off because sometimes leadership is knowing when to crash out and pass out. And then the fourth week of the month, they did kind of like feedback on the whole month, like what went well, what went poorly, what could we do better. Um, More of a holistic approach to chapter rather than just like the operation of the norm. And it worked really well for them. It gave people a say. It gave people who weren't just officers like a chance to be like, here's what I think and here's what I think we could do. It gave everybody more of a stake. Um, it was just a very special visit, very special bunch of people. It was a real honor to watch them win top chapter in the NED. Um, the district convention after I had visited them. It was a really big honor to watch Shane get his J. Lee Burke, and it is so cool to know that he's involved in our national committees now. So a lot of pride, but really just incredible work on their end to look at systems that have existed for so long, especially like coming out of they had a long-standing band director, so a lot of systems had to change. It's uncertain and it's scary, but they came out of it on the other side so much better for it because they were able to take those risks. Um, Very similar chapter in the Southwest, I would say, is Alpha Omicron at Texas Tech University. I think it's the single. If it's the double, I'm sorry. But they dealt with a pretty similar set of circumstances in that one day, one of them just realized, like, I think we might be miserable. And he to have conversations with the chapter. He was like, I think actually maybe we are miserable. Maybe this is not working for us. So it turned into this communication of like, how do we make this better? How do we come together and build something that we actually want to be a part of as opposed to something we just participate in to participate in? Um, they were kind of spearheaded by it was the MC class from like 22, I think. The president was Jacob Kuger. Shout out Jacob. He and his team did a fantastic job of coming up with new ideas, just trying things, just making things different. Like, well, it hasn't worked for us, so we should try something different now. And that chapter has made a dramatic turnaround towards success. Like, you ask anybody in leadership, they like it's really impressive what Alpha Omicron's been able to do in a really short amount of time. Watching a chapter flip around so quickly is practically unheard of. So that was just fantastic. I am super happy for Alpha Omicron, and I wish them all the best as they keep working towards further success. Oh no, no, they had recognized it long before I got there. But I think that sometimes chapters will spend a lot of time in a state of stasis, knowing that they're miserable, but they won't. Nobody's really able to bring that to the forefront in a way that is respectful or productive. Um, Sometimes you see a chapter that's really stuck in stasis, and it's like, we're just going to go complain about this in the parking lot or in our dorms. But like, for a chapter to come up and have somebody say, I believe his name was Cameron, um, to come up and say, like, hey, I think that we are struggling right now as a chapter because we are actively making ourselves miserable. Let's have a respectful conversation about this with like actionable items. There's a difference between that and like just complaining behind the scenes. Like, being able to stand up and say something and do something makes all of the difference. And that is why Alpha Omicron has found itself a great deal of success. So proud of it. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, really fantastic work over there. Very sweet bunch, very sweet bunch. And then for the Western District, a very big success story that I've seen recently. was Iota Alpha at Fresno State. They actually hadn't attended district convention for quite a few years, so we were all very shocked to watch pretty much like it was a very large swath of the chapter walk in over at Portland this spring, and it was a delight to go and visit them over in Fresno. Where there was a tornado. It's really funny. I never experienced a tornado in Stillwater, but I did in California. I don't know what that was about. Right? It never does. But they had an incident in 22 where I believe it was they had to be placed on some sort of status, and they've since had to kind of like reevaluate like what it means to be a brother there. And the product that they've come out on the other side with is really innovative and creative, and it's very sweet. it's it's just this honest display of like people who care about each other and who care about expressing themselves and supporting each other. It's very artist driven, it's very creative driven. They do a lot of really unique fundraiser ideas. I think I put in my report that it's like the most unique fundraisers I saw in the nation. So shout out Iota Alpha for that. They do like photo shoots. They create a custom backdrop and they set it on campus. They get do like professional photo shoots. So smart. They changed the backdrop for like holidays and stuff. Just wicked smart. Um, they have members bring in old books and they'll wrap them up into those blind date with a book things. I love so much right now. And Fresno, it's a very trinkety campus. They had like charm bracelet building stations the day I was there. It was adorable. So like they understand each other so well. They care about their community and they want to be a part of it in a way that is meaningful. And I promise they also, aside from fundraising, they are also like just very stalwart servants of their band. They care a lot about one another. They uphold traditions like their hockey jerseys, which are really cool, and I'm very jealous of them. Envy. No, no, they don't need to send me anything. No, I need. I they have a few people. I think they did like earrings as their MC project, and I'm hoping to support them once they get out. But they have done so much with so little. They had to start from about to be closed, and they've found themselves with such success and stability. It's always really inspiring to me to see kind of a grassroots led effort towards success. So those, I would not say that those are like the three best chapters of all time or anything. They are fantastic. You're all fantastic. But like when I think of like overall like success, overcoming, developing, I think of those chapters, certainly. No, they're sweet. I love the initiative. I love the creativity. And the money all goes towards good stuff, like serving the bands and developing the chapter. So oh no, easily. And as somebody who's going through the job application process right now, I know a thing or two about people beating themselves up. Um, but CFR Ari. But I think that a lot of chapters will go through a period of hardship. And for a variety of reasons, this is something I saw a lot in the Western District, actually. And I'd say it to all of them again. When you don't connect with other chapters or district things as much as possible, which is especially common in the Western District just because everybody is very far apart. It requires a great deal of initiative and leadership at the core of it to make something really work over there. But I think this is the case in general for chapters who find themselves a little isolated. Um, it's so easy for them to just say, "Well, I thought you were showing up because you were going to close our chapter." I seriously, I had a really lovely visit in the Western District, really lovely chapter. At the end of the day, they were like, "Yeah, we thought you were going to close us." And I was like, "Where? Where?" Chapters do not give themselves enough credit for surviving and sustaining when that has been so hard. We still talk about I in a lot of my visits, something that I've noticed is a lot of the problems that chapters have still kind of go back to the pandemic. As much as we hate to say it, it is still something that is very relevant because there was this huge drop of knowledge. The way that officers were transitioned in or out, the way that knowledge was preserved or not preserved, has a lot to do with the health of a chapter. I know that in my chapter, we were able to provide successful officer transitions, which has led us to more health and stability. But that's just not the case for everybody. Or when something big happens, a fight, an officer has to leave, etc. Like there are a lot of chapters that I see just really go through it, but they're still able to like get all their paperwork in on time and run their events. But then they'll come to you behind the scenes and they're like, "We're the worst and we suck." And it's like, you don't look like you suck to me. And I think that's the thing about being a college student in this modern era is just imposter syndrome is through the roof. Like there was like this series of like funny social media posts that's like I want the best for you, but not for me. I suck and I'm the worst. And I think that's just how everybody thinks now. But the truth is, like, there is a lot of value to having gone through a difficult situation, to having persevered through it, having been able to connect and communicate and make things happen. I think that it says just as much to survive sometimes over succeed. Um, did you know that we have two junior college chapters left in the nation? Because junior colleges are 2-year institutions, which means you get 4 semesters with people. A lot of times, junior colleges are a more financially accessible alternative to a 4-year program. And like the amount of tenacity and passion you have to have for a chapter to survive at a junior college is incredible. It's outstanding. It is outstanding to think of how hard they work. Sometimes they struggle. We all struggle. Lots of chapters struggle, right? But the fact that they keep making it going, like, or they keep it going, it it really inspires me. Um, and I just don't think people give themselves enough credit for that. The chapter might not be in the place you want it to be, right? But every day it gets a little better than it was because you keep showing up and you keep putting in the effort. It's so important. You can't look at like a huge chapter or a chapter at a very big athletic school when you're a commuter school chapter and say like, "Oh, well, we'll never be like them." That's the whole point. You won't be like them. But that's what makes this organization so cool is we get to see so many different points of inspiration, so many perspectives. Bringing all of those together is what's important about this. So success is going to look really different at different institutions. Some of our most successful chapters overall are programs without marching bands. New Chi at Wilkes University,
Hmm.
consistently high performing chapter. They are fantastic. They have no marching band, but you don't have to have one to be a good program. Like, it's comparison is the thief of joy, I think is the biggest thing. People look at other chapters and think, well, we have to be successful like them, but they're not going through what you're going through. You got to give yourselves patience and grace and think about what you have accomplished. Sorry, that's one of my more like I get on my soapbox about
Yeah.
that. Be
No,
crazy.
I think that's totally fair. And shout out to Steffi for letting me know that my microphone was muted and you were fine, but I was muted that whole time. Um, yeah, I agree. Like it's so easy to beat ourselves up. Um, And especially like when you're at that age and you know you're surrounded by people who and you're all going to be trying to go into the workforce soon and on some level you are kind of competing against other people for like positions of survival and um it's so important to recognize like where you've come from and the fact that like even if you are checking boxes off like boxes are still being checked and stuff isn't just being left there. Um, and I appreciate what you were saying about the pandemic as well, and about how that is kind of still affecting our chapters. I think that we're just about at that turn where things are going to become more institutional again. Or I guess the knowledge will be more
Huh.
institutionalized and be able to be like shared and all that stuff. And you know, it makes me think about like membership and you know, since the pandemic, we talked about membership. I feel like we're always talking about membership. Like, oh, recruit more members, and every now and again we're talking about like retention. Um, but I mean, for the people who are thinking about recruiting, especially as we're about to hit July, and people are probably going to be thinking, what can I do to make sure this recruiting season is awesome? It, what did you see that like successful chapters were doing to grow or strengthen their membership?
So when it comes to like bringing people in, that's also one of my like kind of soapbox strong suit moments, but I won't rant as much as I did the last.
It's okay if you
Um,
do.
I served as the person who did recruitment in my chapter, the VPR, Vice President of Recruitment, VPR.
Ah, I
Very
like
cute.
that.
Um, you know, me and the things that end in R, we find ourselves. Um, but I think that when you are bringing people into an organization, like it is so important to be clear about what the organization is. I find that when people aren't clear, like that's when you find the most problems with like a membership base. Like, well, I brought them in with like best friends club activities and now they don't want to do the service because
Mm,
they signed up for the best friends club.
right.
But that's not what this is. This is a fraternity. But you can still make what this is fun and
Hmm.
enjoyable and exciting. It's just about how you do that. It's about the community that you create. It's about the people that you bring on. If you bring on people that are excited to be here, if you show that you are excited to be here because you love this, because you want to be a part of it, that's when you bring in the best people. I think a lot of the best chapters when it comes to recruitment find ways to make the work fun. Um,
Mm, hmm.
Go back and dote on Alpha Omicron one more time. They they work with their athletics department at the university to clean up like half the stadium, and they used to do the tortillas. So this takes time.
Yeah.
This is a very serious gig. Um, One of the new ideas that they started putting into place was theming the cleanups to something fun. So like show up in a funny, silly outfit, we'll have snacks and we'll, you know, it's I think a chapter sponsor or DOB once told me that the whole point is joy through service. Because
Ooh, I love
that
that.
is the whole I know. I heard that and I was like, ooh, we gotta write that down. Um and doing things that make service fun help you realize that service is fun. Helping people out is fun and exciting and it's valuable work and it doesn't have to be, as another person once coined it to me, schlepping. You pick something up, you
Hmm.
move it, you set it down. We don't do just schlepping of chairs and stands, though that
Right.
is in our DNA. It's also about like the time we spend together, the community that we foster. Um, Kappa Psi over at VCU, they once told me about this service event they did where they raked leaves for their music professors. And they just told me, they were like, honestly, it was like the most fun we'd had all semester because we were just having a good time and like raking leaves and stuff. And like, that's what it's about, joy through.
Yeah.
The more that you're able to show people that, number one, they can be a part of that, like they deserve to be a part of that,
Mm,
and that it is fun, the more success that you have. I think the number one tip I've given out for recruitment events during my last year on the road is like, Do you do a big service event? Why don't you, number one, you pull people aside who you think would be great and you say, hey, I think you would be a really fantastic fit for this organization. Do you want to give this service event a try with us?
Mm,
People, like I said, it's imposter syndrome. People feel like they don't belong places, so they're not going to try. They're not going to ruffle any feathers or make any waves. But if you go to them directly and you say, oh, like, you think I'm good enough for this? And then they go and they're actually part of it and they really enjoy it, like they're empowered to do so, and they see that they're welcome in this community and that they enjoy being around those people. I think that communicating joy through service is probably the most important thing that you can do during recruitment to ensure quality recruitment. But it's important to remember that, like, at the base of that, it's about recognition and creating value.
mm.
Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, I think like Amber would be a really good brother, versus going up to Amber and saying, Amber, I think you would be a really fantastic fit for this organization. It's going to mean so much more. It's going to give people the space to walk into, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, it definitely does make sense. It's that personal connection of going out and saying, "Hey, I think that this organization is for you," and it's the like like you said at the beginning, like not just making recruitment like oh the best friends club. Like I think it was Mark at the last VPSA chat that I had. He was talking about recruitment events that were based in our pillars and everything. Which I think is very important so people see. But I also just love what you were talking about right there with uh, like our maybe our big event in the middle. Like let's use that as a recruitment too. And so like it might not be this semester, but we can still let them see what's going on, and then they have some more time to think about it and bring them along. Yeah, my brain like defaults to the 5K that Gamma Nu does.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that would be like a good opportunity. I mean, one, if people want to run, but two, if um, it's like, hey, I want to bring this person in, we need people to help do blah, blah, blah. And then let me ask them and get them involved.
Helps with many hands make for light work, but it's also like an opportunity to give somebody like a reason to be around. It's one of the reasons why I do what I do, actually. Somebody saw my work with my chapter and nominated me for a J. Lee Burke Award, and it was like this big cool thing. There's pictures of me crying about it on the internet somewhere, as you do. But
Speaking of,
oh,
I don't have any pictures of you crying.
I was gonna say, I was like, dang, I'm about to get like,
That would be wild.
JP has the pictures of me crying on speed dial, just ready to. But no, that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. Because somebody made a point to communicate to me, indirectly or directly, like, the work that you do is important and valued, and we want you to be a part of things. And that meant a lot to me. It meant like, cool, they don't hate me and they want me to be around and they want me to do stuff. Maybe it wouldn't be such a stupid idea to go for CFR, like I've secretly always wanted to do. And now I'm here, and well, I was there, and now it's up to me to see what's next. But I'm hopeful that the work that I did in the last 2 years, to highlight and uplift chapters and people, has done something similar. If I could do something similar for even one person, then it's been a 10-year well spent.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very sweet. I'm getting chills because I just know in talking with people like there's so many people that you've influenced, but we won't get on that boat right now because we don't got time for any waterworks. Um,
I'm gonna cry. I'm up here in Michigan now.
um, so thinking of like I mean joy through service. Uh, like there's the fun in the things that we do and finding the fun in the activities of stacking chairs and stands and cleaning stadiums and stuff. But I'm wondering like what else comes to your mind that has to do with making a chapter culture just like strong and welcoming and sustainable like we've been talking about recently.
I think it has a lot to do with the people that they're surrounded with. When I think of like a chapter that is so community based, I think always of the row chapter, Tulane. Oh my gosh. Their DOB just retired, but he was brought on with the sole responsibility to bring back the marching band.
Mm,
And he did. They got a week into it, right? But the problem is, it's August 2005 in New Orleans. You know what happens next? Hurricane Katrina.
big
So,
hurricane.
building this whole historic program in the midst of one of the most severe like natural disasters in southeastern American history, and like the result is this program that just thrives on community. Their new director of bands, he was their assistant director, but now he's the director of
Heck yeah.
bands, which I love for him. Shout out. Um, was he marched in the band before he came back to direct for it. He was actually president of the Row chapter. Um,
Wow.
when you have an environment that people want to be around, when they want to come back, I think that says a lot about the health of your program. That you provide opportunities to people who want to give back, that you uplift them, and there's just something so special about creating those sorts of opportunities and having those sorts of people around, having a community around a program that wants to lift it up. It reminds me a lot, actually, of your chapter, Zeta Chi,
Go
or
Cox.
as Evan says it, Zeta Chi.
As F.
Love Evan. I love you, Evan. I love how he says it.
Me
I
too.
You could narrate my GPS. I'd be very happy. No,
Ooh, all right. I'll talk to him about that. Evan, I
oh,
need
I
you to
think
read these words so we can get you on a
you're gonna
GPS.
take a left. I would, anyways. Um, Zeta Chi chapter continues to be excellent and pump out a lot of great leaders because there's a lot of great alumni that continue to surround themselves, show up, continue to show up for the program, continue to uplift the students within it. So I think just like if you've done something good, like creating more support, then like creating a community, like giving your time and efforts to the program where it is wanted and needed, of course, but like the more of a community you can build around a chapter, the easier it gets to bring people on. I don't know if that makes sense,
Yeah.
but
No, it does. And I think somewhere in there, there's like a lesson for DOBs almost, where like you said, like creating opportunities will bring the people in. You know, it makes sense. Like it can't be closed off. It has to, I mean, kind of, I think of in SpongeBob when they're in the treehouse, right? Like, or the meme of Squidward looking outside when Patrick and SpongeBob are running. Like I think
oh
of
yeah,
both of those things.
yeah, absolutely.
Um, yeah, and um, I don't really know where my brain is going besides now thinking of SpongeBob and
Who
I'm
doesn't?
thinking Welcome to Our Club. But some kids nowadays don't get the SpongeBob references like they used to, and it makes me sad. But
Oh no, I'm in danger actually.
yeah, maybe in downtime in band class we'll just turn on SpongeBob. Sorry, this
uh,
is a complete tangent. I have a
oh,
friend.
it's
Uh,
okay.
I have a friend who, for his band, before they go to any like shows or anything, they also have the band room, and he turns on Bob Ross, and like they're required to sit there and watch Bob Ross, and it's very like calming for all of them.
Low cortisol TV.
Yeah. Um, all right. I'm not gonna go down another tangent. I'm gonna come back here and be with us. Um, So, I think I just got like a couple more questions for you. I know we've been chatting for a bit. Um,
I'm a yapper. We can keep yapping.
we're both yappers. Um, so you talked earlier about chapters that were rebuilding, and you talked about someone kind of having the ability to stand up and say that in front of their peers. I wonder, like, with the other 45 chapters you saw as you were going and any of them rebuilding, like, was there anything else that stuck out that helped chapters, like, start going in the direction of, like, this is where we actually want to go instead of just kind of stagnating?
No, yeah, absolutely. I think that something that helped a lot of chapters who maybe weren't on the right path or hadn't found their footing yet was actually like our national programming. The little plug for
Mm,
programming.
yeah.
I really loved to show chapters that felt lost or unsuccessful, our Crown Pro goals. Now, mind you, like completing all 15 Crown Pro goals, well, number one, it's very cool, but it doesn't mean that you're like the best chapter in the world or anything. But for a chapter that's really struggling, knowing that there's like a set of goals that they can achieve, I think is so important. It's something that I think a lot of chapters have really warmed up to. Um, Again, it's not like guide to being best chapter in the universe necessarily, but it does give you a roadmap on where to go, which is so important for chapters who still haven't regained a lot of their institutional knowledge post pandemic. They can literally just go and be like, okay, so we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this. And like it's sometimes I cannot stress enough how little some of these chapters are left with. There was a treasurer I met with. Um, and he was like, yeah, my officer transition was the old treasurer giving me a bucket full of bank statements from 2004.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Jairus. We've been through it. But like, it's sometimes they get so little. Sometimes it's really outdated. They don't even know where to start. We talk a lot about like how to build instructions, how to build officer transitions. And if we can give them even just like a blueprint of where to start and like what to achieve, I think that's so important, which is why also I recommend our chapter resources folder a lot. There was a student I met with. I showed him the chapter resources folder, and he's in another organization, and he was like emotional because he was like, the other organization does not have anything like this
Hmm.
to provide people with support. So the fact that we have so much documentation, so many files to go through for like, here's what goes into an officer transition, here's what goes into this, here's opus training, like those resources, we don't just compile them for your health, we compile them so you can use them to be better. So like whenever we share the chapter resources database link, it's here, there, and everywhere. um, so important to remember that like those resources are there for you to make things better. Like we don't just say like you need to get better at officer transitions and then walk away.
Hmm.
You need to get better at officer transitions, but here's several thousand guides on how to do so. Like here's a template. Here's a place where you can actually start. Um, that is so important. Finding format and structure in places that are often quite structureless. Like the bucket of papers is generous compared to other situations I've seen where quite literally people just walk out the door.
Yeah. I'm like, all right,
Like
good
half
luck.
of the historian stuff
Hmm.
never fails, I tell you. Um, and so the more that we can like create these processes, the more that we can help people to create framing stuff and guide work, I think is so important. And there are some chapters who I have really seen run with it. To shout out Kappa Psi again, they did just win top chapter in the Northeast District this past year, and I was like so proud of them. They're probably, of all of the chapters that I worked with, I think they took a lot of what I told them and really ran with it.
Hmm.
And that was really inspiring to see because like I was like, here's these programs. They engaged with the programs and they just really went for it. They showed up. They had these big important conversations, and it was so exciting to see that. Like I give the information, and people don't always follow it, and that's okay because it's not, maybe it's not for you, but like when you do use the resources that we offer to you, like you can really succeed. You can really do something incredible. I think that the Kappa Psi chapter is absolutely proof of that.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, thanks for shouting out all that stuff too. I know Arupa will be very happy for shouting out the programs, and we got Chop Shop stuff coming up in August, so be on the lookout for that. I know they've been working on making that stuff happen, and they're very excited. I'm very excited to see how all that goes. Um, cool. So let's see, which of these last questions do I want to ask? I think I'm going to ask them both. What gives you hope for the future of Kappa Kappa Psi?
Speaking of Zeta Chi, Evan Thompson once said to me, like, the students always make the right decision.
Hmm.
And that's something it's been very heartening to see that in action. Like, The students, even if they don't always have all of the information, sometimes they make the right choices. They make the right decisions. They have the right conversations. It's really inspiring to see them stand up and advocate for themselves. That's the only way that things get better. To love something is to criticize it because you want it to get better, not because you're a hater or anything,
Mm,
but because you want it to get better because you care about it. So watching students like speak up about these experiences and say like actually I love this community but I think we're all miserable, having the hard conversations that aren't always easy to have, that's how we grow.
yes.
Something that I relate it to a lot is I am currently in a relationship with my partner of 4.5 years, and he's long distance in China, which is super fun. Totally recommend it to everybody. But something that I say to a lot of the chapters I visit with is like, relationships take work. That
Yes.
doesn't mean that it makes them difficult or boring or exhausting, but they take work.
Yes.
It's not always fun work, but if you care about something, you've got to put in the work. The more that we have hard conversations, the more that we have discussions, the better we understand how to take better care of one another. The happier that we are. It can be so difficult to speak up and to have those conversations, but when you do, the changes that you make for your chapter, like, game changers, life changers. It's really incredible and it's really inspiring. Um, so that's been something that's been very heartening to me. And I think that's something that's also very heartening, maybe more of a lighter hearted note. Um, the way that I describe this to all of my friends is band kids come up with the same inside jokes independently of one another, the same way that ancient civilizations developed bread.
Okay, I love it.
It's good,
Yeah,
right? Everybody
inaccurate.
loves a bread. It just kind of shows up in a different way. There was this one inside joke I used to do back at Michigan with my trumpet friends. We'd go behind people and go, ah, like to be silly time. And I was at, again, Kappa Psi. They have been coming up a lot today, actually. Um, and one of them comes up to me with his phone and he's like, "Hey, yeah, check this out." And it was a it was a video of one of them going up behind the director and doing scary time. I was like, "No, there's no way." And I was telling that story over at TCU and they were like, "Oh, we do that too." And I was like, "There's no way."
That's
But
awesome.
the brain cell, we have like one brain cell and the National Council keeps it in their purse. Um, and I just think there's something very sweet about that for people who are struggling to be involved because they feel like, oh, well, maybe we're not good enough. Hush up, you're good enough. Um, you'll show up to this group of people that you know more than you know some of your friends because you're all band kids. You've
Mhm.
all had a lot of the same experiences, and that just makes it so much easier to connect and succeed. Um, I think that the most heartening thing that I saw was a lot of newer chapters, well, a lot of chapters that hadn't shown up to Southwest District Convention in a while showing up. Both of our junior college chapters are in the Southwest
Mhm.
and showed up to Southwest District Convention. A few of our HBCUs were able to send like every member of their chapter. And it was just incredible to see all of these people who had never had this experience get to be a part of it. People came up to me at the end because I had kind of like really been pushing like, hey, you should come to district convention, especially to the Beta Alpha chapter at Baylor University. And they came up to me at the end and they were like, Ari, you were right, this actually like rocks and it's really fun. And I was like, I'm not just telling you for your health, y'all. I like genuinely, I think this is an important experience. So I think that we are starting to see the bigger part of the resurgence post pandemic now that everybody's had a few years to stabilize. So I'm really excited to see where attendance goes and where engagement goes with that in mind. I think that there could be some really exciting things coming up ahead, a lot more diverse opinions, more diverse thoughts. Um, I'm very excited to see where things go with the fraternity, and I hope not to be an idle player in the future of Kappa Kappa Psi.
Yeah, I also hope that you are not. Um, yeah, uh, the students will always do the right thing. I love it. Um, okay. My last question is what is one thing you hope chapters keep celebrating, even when it gets difficult?
Making it another year.
Hmm.
There are chapters every year that just decide to close because they just can't make it happen for whatever reason. It can be conflict, it can be membership, it can be university constraints. Just continuing to get to be a part of the conversation, a part of this community, no matter where you're from, no matter who you are, I think is something to be celebrated. Because the whole point of KKSI is to uplift and recognize the best of our collegiate band students. So, like, no matter where you are among the best of us. You are more considerate, you're more caring, you put in the effort, and you have the passion and the enthusiasm to stand amongst the best of us. And that gives you so many connections and so much reach coast to coast. I have seen it with my own eyes, like, source, trust me, bro. Ocean to ocean. There are so many people out there that are willing to help you, that are willing to take you in, to lift you up. Um, it's been really inspiring to get to make little pockets of home across the nation as I made my way across and like visited all of the chapters. I made so many new friends from so many different places and saw whale shark. Shout out Brittany. Um, and sorry, I just think about whale shark a lot. But there's just continuing to get to be a part of this is so special and puts you in such an exciting position. I have always been very grateful for what KKSI has brought me, but I am especially grateful after 2 years of getting to work with people like you and Bong and Nick and Mark and Arupa and the gang. I mean, you're all so inspiring, you're hardworking. I hope to someday have a real job like all of you and get to give back to this organization even more. It's not something I take for granted to have been a part of it. And I think that something that is also important to know is like, regardless of size and identity, you can give something to this organization.
Hmm.
It's hard saying that as somebody from a single letter chapter, really big chapter, but like some of the best students that I've worked with are from our smallest schools. All you have to do is be consistent, communicate, show up, and work hard and care about the people around you. And you can do great things in this organization, like easily. I would happily advocate for any single one of you. I think it's just about stepping into your power and making it happen. But I don't know. I think most of all, like, I'm just very thankful for all of the really great students that I got to work with. It's always an honor to work with all of you, to uplift you, to shout out you, to buy your Barry Spanier merchandise, and shout out Barry Spanier hoodies, um, to support your merchandise efforts, and to be a part of your community, to bring something of value. And that's not something that goes away just because, you know, I'm off in Michigan now. If y'all ever need me, don't hesitate to reach out, but also do give the same amount of support and love and resources and all of the kindness to Alice and Palmer as they start their CFR journeys, because that is what it's all about. Leadership is kind of about setting up the next generation for success. So I hope that I have done enough in my power to set Alice and Palmer up for a great deal of success. Who knows? Maybe we'll put a chapter on the moon. Stranger things have happened.
Interstellar chapter, the secret eighth district.
That's what I'm saying, actually. Yeah.
I love that. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're just such an inspiration, and I thank you a ton for I mean for being you and also for your time as CFR. And I might go on a second, so like if you need tissues or something, it might be good to grab them.
It should be fun. It'll be
But yeah, it's been great seeing you as CFR. And I'm thankful, and I know a bunch of other people are thankful too. Um, yeah, yeah. I do have one more thing real quick. I'm gonna mute. You might want to, oops, you might want to mute as well. I'm
Oh
gonna
no.
share my screen so you can see, and then I have to do some like setup stuff. Uh, show the participants.
What, you trying to make me cry or?
No. Make that go away, and then I switch over to this. Uh, yeah, there we go. All right, I am muted.
I see a black screen. Yes. Is okay.
Hey Ari, I'm here with Dolly. We're in the NCAA Hall of Champions.
Hey Ari, it's Nick.
Hey Ari.
Hey Ari.
Hey Ari.
Hi Ari.
Hi Ari.
Hi Ari. I just want to say thank you, and thank you again for your tremendous work as the KK Side Chapter Field representative.
I just want to say congratulations on such an incredible time as CFR. Not only has our district and our home district has benefited, but also the entire fraternity.
Thank you so much for pouring into Kappa Kappa Psi the past 2 years. You've made such an impact on me and given me the confidence to make a difference in my chapter, and I know you've done the same for so many of our brothers. You've inspired me to keep getting involved in the fraternity in new and scary ways, and your guidance and friendship has meant so much to me.
I myself have been privileged to work alongside you and witness you inspire and elevate this fraternity and all of its students. I also want to say on behalf of your beloved home, the North Central District, that we are so proud of how you've represented us on the national stage, and we're just so glad that so many students nationwide have gotten to experience your greatness.
I just want to say on behalf of the Gamma Kappa chapter, thank you for being one of our biggest supporters. Having you come through these past couple years and be like, I am so excited to see what you guys do, really helped push us to be like a really good chapter. Like, your support really means everything. And also for me, just thank you for the push to sign up and apply for district council, because I am currently having a really fun time, and I don't think I would have done it without your push and being like, you can do it. You're such a really positive and great person, and we're so happy that we got to have you as our CFR for the past couple years, and we're really, really excited to see what you do next, and you better come back to Flagstaff. This is a must. You have to meet the rest of the chapter. They're all so excited to see you.
I can't believe how much time and effort you put into this. The students love you. So much stuff has gone through HQ. You should be really proud of yourself for everything that you accomplished and left for the next future CFRs as well.
Hi Ari, congrats! And thank you for everything, truly. You're a large part of my KKY on continuing on, and I know that you've inspired so many people and will continue to do so wherever you may go.
I know for me personally, you have been a great friend. I know that will still continue, of course. You have a whole new path ahead of you as you hopefully, honestly, take a break from the fraternity. But I know the path is really good for you. If you ever need someone to lean your head on, or to even just chat, Gab, you know my number.
Hey Ari, I just wanted to say congrats on finishing your term as CFR. I was thinking about how crazy it is that we've only known each other for a little bit over a year, and how close we've been able to get in that time, and also that we've already hung out in like 4 different states. I think out of all of those, my favorite memories are grabbing brunch with you after WDC last year, and also when you came out to Seattle this year and I got to kind of show you around and spend the day with you. And I know that the chapter also really appreciated everything that you were able to do for us during that visit as well.
Just want to take a moment and thank you for everything you've done for our organizations, everything to help us learn our positions and grow over this last year for me, and then the last few years for Dolly. But thank you for everything you've done, and we really appreciate it.
Ari, thank you so much for your wonderful, great hard work that you've put in for this fraternity and both organizations over the past couple of years during your time as CFR. Your gracious good heart, your openness, your willingness to be available and taking initiative whenever it was needed has been greatly appreciated.
Hey Ari, just wanted to say hi and we miss you and best of wishes on your next career endeavors. And thank you for all of your hard work and love and support that you gave our chapters.
We are eternally grateful for your time connecting with students and serving as their voice. It was truly invaluable to us as we move the fraternity forward, and we know we're going to be so much better off because you were involved with us on this journey. Thank you again for all of the time and effort that you've put in, and I can't wait to see what you do next because I know you're going to be so wonderfully successful, and we truly appreciate your time and can't wait to see what you do in the future.
Hey Ari, it's Nick. Hopefully this video makes it in because I'm coming in a little hot, but I did want to thank you for all the work that you've done this past year as a CFR. I know we made a lot of changes to the CFR program this year, changing the amount of travel we had and all that stuff, but you really rose to the occasion, and I really love seeing how you interact with our students this past kind of district convention season, and I just really want to say on behalf of the fraternity, thank you for all you've done the past 2 years as CFR, and here's to you going onwards and upwards to greater things.
Hey Ari, congratulations again on completing your term as CFR, and thank you again for being such a wonderful coworker and co-CFR. I can't imagine having done the work that we did together with anybody else, let alone having to hold down the fort on your own like you did during the last few months of your term when I moved on to my new position. When I look back on our time working together, the thing that sticks out to me most is the care that you've shown for our students and for the chapters in the fraternity. Months after a visit, you would still be talking about how the chapter's doing or checking up on them, and I hope you know that that intentionality has not gone unnoticed and that that impact can still be felt today. So,
best of luck to you.
Good luck.
Thank you for everything. Good luck in your next chapter.
All of our love and gratitude.
Alpha loves you, and I wish you the best as you move on to new adventures.
Thank you so much.
So congrats again, and thank you, and I'm really excited to see what's next for you.
You got this. Yay!
Happy CFR retirement? I don't actually know what it's called.
And I'm sure you'll love this. Go Blue. All right, go kill it out there.
And of course, go Blue.
We miss you, and don't be a stranger to Kappa Kappa Psi.
AEA.
congratulations again. Thank you. I can't wait to see what the future has in store for you, and don't be a stranger. Congrats.
He says, I'm not going to make you cry. Don't worry about it. No, it's fine. Y'all nice. Y'all nice people.
And I'm a liar as well. I'm also a liar. Sorry, I unmuted myself now. But you are muted. But
Okay, no, we're not.
all right, thank you so much
Thank you.
for everything. If I talk more on this, I'm gonna be tearing up on the big screen. So I'm just gonna end it here. But thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been another VPSA chat. Thank you so long, and have a great rest of your summer.